Hello guys and welcome to my channel. Let's get straight into the chart. Remember, I'm not your financial advisor. This is just for fun. Let's start with Nasdaq. That's the daily chart on Nasdaq. Yesterday we had a nice daily closing candle. And let's see what happens today, because this daily closing candle could have the power to send this market back upside. It's very good to have these lines, because once we break down like this, then we would probably go, and we did go yesterday toward to the end of this trend line, and in fact below there, but then we had a pullback, and once we broke to the upside, it was expected that we would probably go to the upper end, and that's what we did. In fact, we crossed it and came towards the upper end of the next um, resistance, or towards the next resistance line here. And now we broke down, and I'm watching what's going to happen here. Are we going to continue this fall to the downside, or are we developing maybe a double U pattern, double bottom pattern? Here, of course, on the daily, we are around the lower part of the Bollinger Band. No surprise, we are trying to stay there. So I'm watching these trend lines. Once we break above 14,600, then 15,000 is my target. Let's have a quick look at the 4-hour chart and see what's happening. Yeah, we have a low here. Now the question is, are we going to develop a higher low, or are we going to continue this downward trend? We have fallen so much that maybe we are developing a higher low pattern here. We will see, and if we do, then we could start our way to the upside. We could measure the price target if this becomes a W pattern up here somewhere. So I think yeah, we will be on our way to 15,000 then. A quick look at the weekly chart. So this is the weekly chart. We came below the 50 EMA. That's a bad sign. But the 20 EMA is above the 50 EMA. That's still bullish sign in that respect. So what could happen is that we eventually break to the upside and come to around the 20 EMA level. Yeah, so even though we had this big pullback, I think it's still possible to go back at least above the 50 EMA, and if we do get above 14,630, then we could get to 15,400 levels towards the 20 EMA. Good, let's have a quick look at the Sp500. This is the weekly chart on Sp500. We came down, in fact, below the 50 EMA. This is the weekly chart, but came back above the 50 EMA. That is telling me that if today we can stay above, it's possible to go back to the 20 EMA, which is right around 4,530-ish level. And we hit my price target, of course, out of this head and shoulder pattern. And we are right now at exactly where my price target was. So out of this pattern, I think this move has been finished. I expect Sp500 to turn around and get to the upside. We will see if that happens. I do think we will stay above the 50-week EMA. If we can't, then that's a very bad sign. If we have a weekly close under it, that's not a good sign. Just a quick look at the daily chart. Sp500 on the daily chart. Yeah, we have a nice looking candle yesterday, and we are down towards the below the lower end of the Bollinger Band, but 4,320 is a support area for me. It's a support, yeah, so we might turn around and come all the way to 4,490 levels. I expect that to happen actually. Now let's go over to Dow Jones. Here we go. Daily chart on Dow Jones. Similar situation. We are right around this level of support. If we do break down, we are trying to break down. 33,683 is the next level for me to watch, and then 33,400 is the next level, but it's highly probable that we will soon turn around and come back up to 34,560-ish levels. If this candle plays out, then we might just shoot up to probably to the 20-day EMA around 35,000 levels. 20-day EMA crossed the 50-day EMA to the downside. That's a bad sign, the death cross, and it played out. We fell a lot, we had a hard pullback, but now we will see. Of course, if we do get below the lower part of the candlestick, then we are still bearish, but probably it's more likely that we will turn around at least for a while and come back around this area. Now Germany, let's go over to Germany. German index, daily chart. This is the daily chart on the German index, and right now we are in this area. We broke down below 15,300 and hit my next price target at 14,915. Right now we are between these two areas. If all the other indices go to the upside, then we will probably go to 15,300, and sure we cross that, then 15,400 is my next area, and after that, of course, this level here, and this is the next resistance for me, 15,700. Let's go over to Japan and look at the daily chart on Nikkei, Japanese index. Similar situation. We are right now, we touched below this support line, below this strong support for me, and bounce back. We are trying to get above the next support line for me. Now if we do, then probably we will be on our way up to this area of resistance. This is resistance now, but we will probably get there to around 2700, and starting 2704, 27,400 up to 27,700, and it's very likely that it will go to the 20-day EMA 28,000. Let me have a quick look at the weekly chart on Nikkei. EMA is still above the 50 EMA, that's bullish, so anytime we can turn around and come to at least the 50 EMA and probably to 20 EMA, then I'll show we cross that. So at this area it's more likely to go bullish. All right, let's go over to Russel. Wow, Russell, we had a big pullback on the weekly. This is the weekly chart, and now we are trying, yeah, and we touched the lower support line exactly as I drew it, and then we shot back up, and we are trying to reach to 2030. Shall we get above that, then this is going to be our next resistance here, and of course we might be trying to get to the 50 EMA. On the weekly, 20 EMA is still above the 50 EMA, so we could have a big pullback to the upside anytime. That's what it is telling me. So this next resistance, 2100. This could be if we cross 2030. Alright, that's all for now. See you next time.